Yo, 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 what is going on, IK Familia? You already know, we are back again for the dopest of the dope sauceness video today, talking about Merlin, our boy, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, slash the Great Wizard, if we're just technically speaking. But we're going to be talking about Merlin, and specifically his most used ToK skills at the moment. So let's break it down for this variation, and I wanted to give an update because I know in the last video we did finish off the 3 data testing variations that we wanted to pull ToK skills from. In this one, and in my next video, I want to kind of filter it out. So I essentially figured out that doing the strongest server variation really was not the most ideal. I think the last one we did where we kind of went off the strongest alliances, and then the first one where we went off the first 15 servers, to me was pulling a little bit more accurate of data because I was noticing that the strongest troop power players on average were a little bit higher even when we had to go down to try and pull from the 3rd and 4th main troop marches depending on the elements they're using. So I ended up noticing just a little bit more consistency with the type of information and the depth of how accurate it was that I liked. So what we're going to do this time around is do kind of a reset, and we're going to look at the first 15 servers for Merlin, and then when we do the next video we're going to look at we'll go ahead and look at the strongest alliances in the game, right, pulling data from those 11 servers, and then see how that goes. And then we'll see if I am able to kind of figure out and make what I really would believe to be kind of a final decision on what we're going to be using going forward to pull data from. With that being said, let's jump in. Here we go. So these are going to be, right, so we pulled from the top 15 servers. Let's go ahead and take a look here as we reset this, right? So here are all of the skills that were used. Again, the data is being pulled from the top 3 strongest troop power players that are specifically maining water as their primary march in each of these servers, right? So as of now, these are the skills that they're running. And you'll probably notice there's a lot of consistent ones here, right? You'll see Annihilation mentioned, Concentration, Fire and Toxin Nova, right? Some of the ones you're probably seeing already that are appearing a little bit more often. I did think this was interesting. I saw someone running Heavenly Thunder, which, I'll be honest, I don't even know if I've even seen someone equip Heavenly Thunder as of yet. So I guess for me, personally, that was something that, I don't know if I want to say caught me off guard, but I just thought it was surprising. I might take a look at it a little bit later, just to see if there might be any merit to it. You know, I think it's always nice when you see some standouts because it kind of lets you look at what are they using, does it really fit in? You know, are they just equipping it because they have to, right? Is it kind of like a dark horse? You know, so I think this is one of the cool things, right? Outside of just looking at what are the most used ToK skills on Immortals, it's nice to see what people are running because you get ideas on maybe things that others are trying out that might actually be a little bit of a stroke of genius. So again, we'll have to see. But let's go ahead and get down now to the top 5. Starting, of course, as usual, with the number 5 most used skill out of the 45 player pool that we collected data from is Chase, being used 7 times from out of the 45 players. And then we have number 4, Fire Nova, 18 times. Wow, so again, more than double. Then we have the 3rd most used skill on Merlin, which is Toxin Nova, right? So a little bit of the Nova pairs there. Toxin almost being half used out of the 45 players. Now we get to the 2nd most used skill by Merlin, which is Annihilation, right? Used a total of 26 times, right? So over half of the players that we pulled from are using this skill. And the number 1 most used skill on Merlin is Concentration, right? So a little 2-point bump, right? So these rounds out your top 3: Concentration, Annihilation, Toxic Nova. Now, let's go ahead and look at your boy, right? So here's Murmur, and if we look at his skill, right, pretty standard, deals magic damage. Damage rate is anywhere from 265.2% upwards of maxing at 520%. It does magic damage to all enemies. If the target's chilled, it'll increase this by 50%. Okay. Now, you know what's interesting, and maybe someone, now that I think about this, my thought here is, because my base assumption has always just been that it's been 50% of whatever the rate that it's at. So like if it's 520, it would really be doing what's that, 260? So like 780% damage. Or if it just increases a flat 50%. I like to try to believe the former, but maybe I'll have to ask someone unless they really know, just because I feel like that's how it always has been explained to me. So, but let's dive into Tower of Knowledge now and look at the 3 skills. Okay. So let's start first with concentration. I know I have this unlocked. It's the person that's doing the brain blast. Here we go. Increases your magical damage by 9% in battle. Okay? Oh, and excuse me. Before I even get there, let me show you this. I know I totally forgot to show some base stats. Okay. Right, so basic attack. Right, again, magic attack. Right, is essentially where he's going to be doing more damage for his auto. Right, again, you can see that 43 for intelligence, 186, 608 for physical, and then, again, 1652, right? So almost 3 times the amount for magic attack. Okay, now let's go to, not there, back to ToK. Here we go. Scrolling up now. Jimmy Neutron Brain Blast. All right. So again, increases your magical damage by 9%, upwards of 30% in battles. Now, typically when it says increases magic damage, our thought process here on this is that it's base level, right? So this would be increasing any magic damage that you do, whether that's from your auto attack or if it is from the skill that you're using, at least until otherwise stated. And if so, of course, we will make that correction if there ever is an update or a change to that in the future. Then we have Annihilation, right? So Annihilation, where's my handy-dandy Annihilation? Here we go. I had to remember, it was like the Dark Sphere from the movie Abyss. Okay. Every 6 seconds after battle starts, 45% chance of dealing magical damage to all enemy units. Again, the damage factor is 90%. It goes upwards of 300%, right? So, again, basically just adding more magic damage, right? Compounding more AoE on top of Merlin's already AoE-based skill, right, or heavy AoE-based skill. Then last, we have Toxin. Oh gosh, I totally went in opposite order. I went Concentration, Annihilation, and I'm just realizing it now. How sad. Okay, Toxin Nova. Let's go there for the next one. And this is the one that has a bunch of circles. Okay, so Toxin Nova. Every 6 seconds after battle starts has a 50% chance of causing magical damage. The damage rate is 52.5, upwards of 175%, to 3 random enemy units, and also inflicting poison for 6 seconds, dealing magic damage to the targets. Once every 3 seconds, great yawn, and then we have 22.5 to 75% for the continuous damage that happens. Again, right, it's only 2 ticks, because again, it goes for 6 seconds, but you get 2, 1 every 3. So this is really just adding on more general magical damage, right? So we had the 45% chance last with Annihilation. You got the 50% chance here with Toxic Nova. So again, it's not a 100% guarantee, similar to what you'd be having with Concentration, but it is still additional magic damage that they are putting in. So, something nice overall. Again, right, everything is pretty much magic damage. There's nothing really kind of any kind of X factors or outliers here in any of the skills being used. I would say they're pretty straightforward. I wonder if there were some skills that could be used that maybe have a higher chance. But given that we're seeing how often these are used, I imagine that it's probably something that's been tested or players have kind of looked through that. And these really are, again, right, the 3 most used skills for Merlin. With that being said, let me know what you think, right? Did you find any of these skills surprising that some of the players or even the most 3 used skills are? Did you maybe think that other skills would be included in the 3 most used? And then also, right, do you agree or disagree with the 3 most used skills? Or better yet, right, do you find that using maybe a different 3-set skill variation for your Merlin might be a little bit more efficient, right? Let me know in the comments down below and why. That is it from us as well, normal. I can't say usual because I already said that in the beginning. But as normal, I hope, as always, everyone enjoys the content. You guys enjoy these deep dives on our data collection moments and videos that we do because I love putting out this type of content. And until next time, we will catch y'all later.